Hi folks, little video blog. Lockdowns are coming. I can say that with pretty much certainty. Right now there are entire nations where the people can't go outside their homes unless it's for essential business. California went into last weekend, normal lifestyle, and then by this morning, they were ordered by their governor, who refuses to follow his own guidelines, to stay at home. Cases are surging all over the world. I think it's only a matter of time that most of us are on lockdown and not able to leave the house unless the government gives us permission for what they say is essential business. It's something we've got to live with, folks. And I urge you all to take time right now to prepare for it while you can. Even if you are already under lockdown, you can start making plans. But if you're not under lockdown, you might want to start doing things right now to help you get by during the time that you can't leave the house. And by that, I'm not talking about food or toilet paper or anything like that. We know that the supermarkets are going to stay open. The food will keep flowing. We will be able to get almost everything from the store that we have now. It's a matter of things like bookstores and gaming stores and things like that that are going to be shut down by government order. So, at the start of this, I urge people to make a plan to come out of it in a more positive state of being than they went into it. You might just take the time to chill out for 3 weeks, 3 months, but are you going to really feel good about yourself at that point? You wasted all that time. And let's be honest, okay, there's some of us that have jobs that we could do at home. There's some of us that have essential jobs, so we're going to be doing that. And there's some people like pensioners that really don't have to, do anything to get money. But there's a lot of people watching this that are, not in those categories. They're going to be like the person that works at the garden supply store that's shut down, and they won't be able to make money, and they're going to have to worry about how they're going to pay rent and heating bills and stuff like that. And it's not a good thing, psychologically speaking, to be worried about how you're going to make things meet and just playing Xbox on the couch all day. You'll feel better about yourself if you're doing something to make your life better, to make your prospects better, instead of just wasting time. If you go off and you're one of those people that are driving food trucks and you come back home after 10 hours a day, yeah, okay, Xbox is fine. But even so, you might want to listen to this, and consider doing something during the lockdown, because you won't be able to go skiing. So you might as well do something to improve yourself. Okay. Right now, okay, so if you've got, like, say, one of those printing businesses that do like custom mugs or t-shirts for businesses in the area, and they shut you down, there's still things you can do. I mean, you could go out, if the library is still open, you might want to pick up a book like on accounting or marketing on social media or something like that, that you can start to work on these skills, so that when you do come back, you can come back roaring and ready to go. If not, some of you, might be like a clerk or a bartender or something like that, and that's not really something you can work on. So if you can't improve your condition, improve yourself. There are books out there on, improving your memory, getting better writing skills, all that. Again, bookstores, library right now, they're still open. If you can't get out of the house, then there's online versions out there, YouTube videos. Maybe you can order through, books through the mail, something like that. Do it now, no matter your situation, and start to make a plan. Some of you might be tempted, well, like in California, they're saying that's going to be over by the end of the year. Well, we've heard that story before, and it's right up there with, the checks in the mail I gave in the office, and I'm from headquarters, and I'm here to help. So think about it, might be, instead of 3 weeks, it might be 3 months. And yeah, the people, and let's face it, the politicians in charge have got absolutely no idea what it is to actually have to work for a living. And and some of them are actually so sociopathic that they want. I am convinced some of them want as much pain as possible, so they can ram through stimulus packages that are full of trillions of dollars of pork that goes to them. Don't rely on them doing the right thing. Don't rely on them keeping them worried about the length of the lockdown. Do what you can, to improve yourself and make it long term. Again, improve yourself if you can do anything else. Um, you know, if it's not a lockdown, hey, maybe you can go down to the local sports store and get a kettlebell and a jump rope and something on how to get healthier while you're not able to go down to the gym or even move around all that much normally. So how much better would you feel about yourself if you came out of the lockdown physically better than you were going into it? Remember the last time a lot of people gained weight. I gained a little bit of weight, and I'm pretty active. So yeah, something like that. Again, the library. Even if and again, even if you can't get out of the house, they won't let you out of the house at all, even for jogging. There's still YouTube videos on aerobics and Pilates and things like that that you could possibly go through. They're making it easy. Again, something positive, even if it's not directly related to jobs. I mean, the great courses, you can get them through the library, even online library things. But even if that's not possible through your library, they're you can. I think it's like $15 a month or less now. How would you feel? You go through a few courses, on things as wildly different as understanding the dark side of human nature. They've got a course for that. The life of Alexander the Great. You go through a few courses like that, you come out and you feel better about yourself. And there's other options. I mean, some of you are heavily into religion, not my thing, but maybe you can't go to church, but what's preventing you from getting a whole bunch of people that and forming a Zoom meeting and doing a Bible discussion and study meeting? I mean, you deepen your understanding of something, you strengthen your faith, which can help you get through things, and you connect more with people, and talk to them and interact with them, which can help out a lot mentally. It might be a while, before we can get back to church, or you get back to church. I'm not going, but yeah, after going through a Bible discussion and study meeting a few times a week for a few months, you might find out at the end that you just can't go along without a BDSM session. And it doesn't have to be, Bible discussion and study meetings. You can use Zoom for like book study groups, book clubs. Have everyone read the same book, and then get online and discuss the book. It could be about a subject, a series of books about a subject, say world affairs, or it could be a series of books about one author, Thomas Sowell or Isaac Asimov. It doesn't matter. Again, the advantage is that you've got Zoom meetings and you're all working together and you're improving yourself and talking with other people, which again is something you're probably missing. You'll have an excuse to interact with people, even if it's only online. For that matter, with Zoom now, what about learning a language? A lot of people that follow me have an interest in Japanese martial arts, Japanese history, Japanese language. I can tell you that there are entire groups on Facebook solely set up to pair people, people that want to learn English and people that want to learn Japanese. The people in Japan are being locked down. A lot of them want to practice their English, and Zoom is international. So, get a book, either order it online or, whatever, video, something like that. And again, there's YouTube videos, and, spend a half hour talking with someone in English, and then the rest of the session, the other half hour, having them help you get through learning Japanese language. How would you feel about yourself if instead of just sitting on the couch playing Xbox during this time, if you came out of the lockdown able to order a meal or find your train next time you go to Tokyo? So there's so many things that you can do, but make a plan. Okay, start out small, one or two things a day, and don't all just concentrate on one thing. Don't just think I am going to do social media marketing. Okay, you can't do that for 8 hours a day for 3 months. Okay, start out maybe with that, but then like wake up in the morning and promise yourself you're going to read one chapter of Windows 10s for Dummies, then go for a jog maybe, then when you get back, an hour of the great courses on, you know, Egyptian civilization, break, etc. Have a variety, have, a plan, and stick to the plan. And, again, you might want to look around the house for all those old books and things that, you never got around to. You got those books on how, you might have the guitar that you haven't picked up for years. You might have your old math books that you've kind of let corrode in your mind. You can't do anymore. If nothing else, something like that, something that you can look back and say, I did something. Let me be honest, folks, okay? This pandemic is going to have horrible economic effects. There's going to be a ripple effect. We're just starting them from the last lockdown and all that. It might be that you can't work at the game store that you do because it's shut down. And even after 2 months, when you go back, people aren't going to have money to spend on games. And that means the people that run games stores won't be able to have their kitchen counters refurbished. So the people that do that job will put off for a year. Instead of getting a new car, they'll put it off for a while, which means the guys at the auto dealerships and everything else are going to take a hit, and so on and so on and so on. We're being run by people that that are sociopaths and think of nothing of themselves and never had a real job in the commercial sector. So it might be really, really bad down the line. And honestly, if things get really bad, do you want to beat yourself up because you spent time binge watching a series on Netflix during the lockdown instead of anything? I mean, taking a creative writing course or something. Do something that you can be proud of during this time, and then come back to it, if necessary. And again, if you don't get locked down, then it's still something positive. You might want to get around to it, not as often as you do if you had nothing but time. But yeah, it's something to think about. And that's one thing why I keep mentioning the library. The nice thing about the library, at least mine, you check books out for 3 weeks. You can renew them 2 times if there's no holds online. So a total of 9 weeks there, more than 2 months. If I check out a book and the lockdown doesn't happen, at the end of 9 weeks I'll just return the books. No hit to my pocketbook. But if I do get locked down, well, then they're there. And I happen to have things that I can do to try to make money while I'm locked down. And I have a lot of things already on my bookshelf that I can go through to improve myself in my field of expertise. So I'm good there. But I still went down and I got a couple books here. One of them, You Suck at Cooking. The other one, How to Boil Water, from the Food Network. I get by in the kitchen, but it's mainly by following recipes lavishly, and I don't know certain things that some people take for granted, some basic skills. I've never learned the art of cooking. So maybe if I'm locked down and I've got, I can't go out to ski or skate or whatever I might normally do, I'll make a point of learning how to cook from the ground up. So yeah, think about it, folks. Make a plan. Think now. If you're lucky enough to not be locked down, then again, you might want to go out and get the stuff that will help you get through it now, because the way things are going, your governor might give a speech tonight telling you that tomorrow morning you're grounded. It's not, don't put it off. And if you are locked inside, then just make a plan, take stock of resources, see what's out there online and whatever, and do your best. Do something positive so you can feel better about yourself. Don't just drink beer and sit around in your pajamas, you know you're going to not feel good about yourself afterwards. And if you don't feel good about yourself, you're not as likely to get through it when it really gets tough, if it gets as bad as I'm afraid it will be. So that's it. Take care of yourself and do it by having a purpose, something to do. If you like what I say, think about subscribing. I really don't care at this point. Stay safe, folks.